Surrendering the property over to Ms. Peterson and all of our belongings are out of the property.
Okay. Ms. Pearson, did you hear that?
No, sir. Unfortunately, she was speaking low. I could not hear. Can you please repeat that?
Surrendering over the property to Ms. Pearson and also all of our belongings are out of the property.
Okay, so she don't have, all the stuff that she left in the house, she don't want none of that? Cause she left a bit, so everything left in the house, cause it's not even gonna cover the damages that's done to the house, and I know that's another subject. So I will be taking her to court for that part, but so everything left in the house, I can just trash.
Yes.
Say it louder, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
Why don't you, instead of a one-word answer, give a full sentence?
Yes.
You know what? I think the microphone was over
Throw
here.
it away.
Come over here closer to the mic so that she can clearly hear you.
Anything that is left into the property, you can throw away.
There you go. Perfect. All right.
Okay, I heard you, Judge.
All right. So, are we okay to dismiss this?
Judge, I think that Ms. Person is maybe doing something else. She's speaking on a headset.
No, I hear you. I have the headset for court. I'm sorry.
You're in court here, ma'am.
You know, I give Katrina a hard time, but she's on top of this.
That's why I'm have the headset for the court on my phone, so my background. That's what it is. That's what the headset is for. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and.
Each time she addresses this court, she removes the headset. So I think she's trying to manage two courts at the same time.
Ma'am, I'm not. I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to dismiss the case without prejudice. Okay. She has stated on the record that the property is yours, so she's returned possession. So I think we don't have an issue now. Okay. I can't hear you, ma'am.
She's muted herself again and is looking off.
We don't
to the
have no
side like
issue.
she
I hear
is
you
with
loud
the
and clear.
court.
I'm sorry, I did not know you was addressing me. I hear you loud and clear. So I have permission of the premises, and I can change the locks, correct?
Yes, you
Okay.
can. Because if she were to say, I left the Stanley Cup and the Hope Diamond in the bathroom, and the Stanley Cup is under the kitchen cupboard, and the Super Bowl rings are, ma'am, you're doing something else. You're talking and you're not, no, something's going on.
She's muted us and she's talking to someone else.
I'm sorry, I was addressing my kids in the background, but I hear you loud and clear. I can hear you. You said I have possession of the property. If she left anything in the property, it will be my own. It will be my stuff. I'm sorry. I have kids running in the background that I was speaking to quiet down. So that's why I mute you,
Okay.
Judge.
All right, that's it then.
Okay, I have another
Thank you
question,
both.
Judge. Can you hear me?
I signed the dismissal already. I thought we were done.
Okay,
You're not
am
gonna
I
ask me
allowed
for
to ask you
legal
another
advice,
question?
Is it going to be asking for legal advice?
It sure is.
I could just go down to the legal services and ask for legal advice on how to obtain damages that's done to my property?
No, they're not going to help you because you're a landlord. You'd have to be a tenant.
Okay, so how do I go about obtaining damages done to the property? I'm already losing
I will
back rent.
I will make a suggestion to you, ma'am.
Yes.
There is a booklet that you can get at the public library and from your state legislators. And I don't have a copy of it right now.
It sure is.
I know I do.
Deliciously awful.
Oh, I know. It's right here. Ma'am, there's a booklet called A Practical Guide. You can't see it.
I'm sure it's
But it's
online.
called A Practical Guide for Tenants and Landlords. And you can get it from your state rep or your state senator. You can get it usually at the public library. Where are they giving them up?
Go to an attorney. They won't charge you anything. They'll say the woman's not collectible. Don't waste your time. Fix your stuff. Make better choices in the future. Next. I just gave it to you for free.
I think they're even giving them out at this courthouse, I've been told. So,
Okay.
you know, I suggest you read up. And you can have one too, ma'am.
I have one good.
You do have one of those.
Yes.
Where'd you get yours?
Legal services.
From Legal Services. There you go. Okay, thank you both. Have a great rest of the...
You need to fix your attitude too. For you to be a judge, you are very fucking rude. And goodbye.
Whoa! You're gonna be help.
Oh, sweet Jesus. What?
182520.
Okay, I didn't cut the clip off. That was all the clip I had, but thank you again, Denise, so that I have that. I may have accidentally, or on purpose, dropped the clip of Lanice Bryant in there. I thought it fitting. All right, here we are. Here we are down in Texas. This poor guy. You got to look at this husband. He's been divorced from her for 2 years. And she has gone to the, what's her name? I can't remember. Pike Levy.
Huh?
She's gone to that school of annoying pro se litigation.
Oh.
Oh, let's see. Let's check it out.
Mr. Fung and Ms. Tong, you may turn on your cameras. All right, Mr. Fung, I believe this is you're set today on your motion to declare Ms. Tong a vexatious litigant and for temporary orders, correct?
No, just the first one. Just
Okay.
the motion to declare a vexatious litigant.
Okay. If you would like to proceed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Couldn't
Yeah,
pick.
I'm here today to prove that Ms. Tong has been harassing me by using the court system, and she has been. We went through a divorce 2 years ago, and then a year later, she lost custody of her children because of her erratic behavior and not following the court order. And so now I have full custody of my children. But since that hearing, she has been filing multiple protective orders and modification, and to try to change the outcome of the hearing. And in my motion,
Yellow
I listed
in the red one.
5 instances of her recent lawsuits against me, and all of them were denied by the court by various judges. And
Well,
according,
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
according to the Texas.
I've heard enough. I'm 100% Scott Fung is right by his presentation,
The pedo.
but her presentation doesn't help at all. You'll see.
Civil Practice and Remedy Code, Section 11.054. A plaintiff can be declared a vexatious litigant if the defendant shows there's no reasonable possibility that the plaintiff will prevail in the current litigation, and one of the following is true. The number one is that the plaintiff is commenced, prosecuted, and maintained at least 5 civil actions as a pro se party in the 7 years immediately before the date of this motion. And I have evidence. I have exhibits in the box link. And so if the court reporter or somebody from the court can open that'd be great, because I
Okay.
cannot.
That's all right. We're going to get to that. So I just wanted an opening statement from you, and I'm sorry I wasn't clearer. And then I'm going to ask for an opening statement from Ms. Tong. Then we will go to the evidence, okay?
Okay.
I mean,
Ms.
it's
Tong, I see that you filed a response to the motion to declare a vexatious litigant, and your response was filed on August 1st,
saying lay down to it.
correct?
It's just
Yes, I think before we move so fast to the vexatious, we have outstanding issues and something went wrong. Something went very wrong.
What outstanding issues do we have?
The vexatious litigant, you have to understand that we have a new systems implemented.
pause off the TV.
And so a lot of times hearing was, I was interrupted actually. And the issues raised were...
This is straight out of Sarah Pike Levy. The condescension, you have to understand, she says to a judge. The judge understands completely and has presided over all of this.
That's why they are.
Oh, my Lord.
They are. They're
It's
just
not addressed.
they're not as
But we have a few, I think, important issues to pursue before we move on to the vexatious. Vexatious litigant was looked at the last hearing. It was
Right,
denied.
I've looked at that, and
doing.
I've looked at that, and look, a couple of things. The docket note from Judge Burgess says it was denied without prejudice to Mr. Fung re-urging after this or other hearings. So it was denied. Without prejudice means Mr. Fung can go forward with it again. I also note that you were before me in June of this year seeking a TRO. Which was denied. So I have lots of...
I guarantee you she doesn't need a TRO. That's complete harassment. Scott Fung wants nothing to do with her. I am 100% convinced. He has his kids. She's gone. He's happy. He just wants to move on.
Docket notes about it. So what other issues do you have before we take up the...
Right, I think the
Does he want to?
the vexatious litigant was denied, and Mr. Fong filed. Actually, in most of the suits, he was the initiator. I was only looking at the safety of the children and safety of myself and everybody else. So that's the priority. But his filing was denied. My filing was denied because of a procedural...
What filing? And this is just opening statement. Let me start with
missing document, supporting document.
Ms. Fung. His motion was denied on July 17th. He is allowed to re-urge it. I'm looking at the judge's notes. So I'm going to go forward on his motion for vexatious litigant today. What other issues do you have to take up before I begin with the evidence?
You have to understand that he also took me out while I was pursuing appeal for the protective order. So do we then want to pile up on litigation when the person who is piled up taking all the consequences? The long story short, something went very wrong with the last order, and we have been...
Yeah, they should have granted his motion to name you as a vexatious litigant, so it would protect against this nonsense we're dealing with right now.
In putting all sorts of negative reports and consequence on me.
Thanks, Daylight.
Clause by clause, when if we look at totality, if we take a step back and take a look at how the order was made, we are not applying.
Ms. Tong,
Objection.
If you got a cocktail, you might want to sip it because it's about to get bumpy.
Texas Family Code 154.
Hold on. Ms. Tong, your internet is really poor and you keep freezing up. So I'm missing part of what you're saying, and then your video is freezing up.
So a person with with monthly net resources being negative, I was being asked to pay the child support, I was being asked to pay attorney's fees, and on top of that, while I was pursuing appeal for protective orders, somebody called the police on me.
Definitely cool.
Court of Appeals did extend our time, and now the vexatious litigant. When the
RPM's manifold pressure.
Ms. Tong, you are cutting out.
vexatious
Hold on.
litigant that Mr. Fong filed.
Stop.
A minute.
Ms. Tong, stop, please.
Mr. Fong does not say anything here, but the entire time he's got this. You see what I've been dealing with? Look on his face. It's fabulous.
Your audio, your internet is terrible. I'm not hearing half of what you're saying. You're going to need to get on a better connection because I can't hear what you're trying to tell me. You keep freezing up.
Page of her.
So, continue.
So, where are you right now?
So the vexatious litigant was filed and denied.
Ms. Tong, are you hearing what I'm saying? Ms. Tong, do you hear what I'm saying?
That is the
Ms. Tong, stop. Ms. Tong, you hear what I'm telling you? Stop talking and respond to me.
You cannot do.
Ms. Tong, stop.
They would have to.
This is exactly what happened in the previous hearing. Got us here. It needs to stop because we need this place to be better.
Stop talking and
Your
listen
Honor.
to me. Ms. Tong, I'm talking to you and you continue to talk. That is not acceptable. Please quit speaking when I'm speaking to you. All right?
With the refraction or.
Do you hear me? Can you answer, please?
And oil.
Scott Fung is like, oh yeah, she hears you. That's how she rolls, man.
It's like it's 300 degrees. So.
Ms. Tong?
Yes.
All right.
We have management issues with several individuals.
Ms. Tong, I'm trying to address a technology issue. I can only hear half of what you are saying. So my question to you is, where are you right now and what kind of internet connection do you have?
And this, if you want to like raise and lower the
Nice.
I am in Travis County.
lines.
I'm using the local,
If you want to refine
one of the
it,
best
just
providers here.
It's a clock.
Well, we can try again, but if it cuts out again,
Could you be any more vague and creepy, please?
I'm going to instruct you. You have to go to the courthouse and I get you on an internet connection.
Fourth Amendment emergency order from Supreme Court was violated multiple times throughout our divorce hearing.
Ms. Tong, stop. Ms. Tong, stop. You do not get to, I'm trying to deal with technology right now. We're not getting to the merits until I deal with technology. Do you understand me?
To make sure that's
Ms. Tong?
Yes.
Ms. Tong, apparently either you don't hear me or you continue to speak over me and intentionally not answer my questions. I can't tell which it is. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Did you hear me say that your internet keeps cutting out and I don't hear you well?
There's different radios.
I hear you well.
I haven't been able to hear you when you're talking. So we're going to send you a phone number to call into Zoom because you keep freezing and I can't hear you. All right?
Whichever
Hold on. We're going to, my staff is getting me a phone number
and they
that you can use to call into this Zoom hearing so that I can hear what you're saying to me because it's important that I hear what you're saying to me.
control the plane. But you know,
All right?
wait a minute.
Do you hear me?
I was in a
Can you respond to my question? Is that all right? Do you have a phone you can?
We should distract from the gist of the subject matter.
Oh, Lord.
And we child who has been waiting. This should not go on.
Ms. Tong?
The injuries have been on the mom and the children.
She continues.
No one would be
Oh,
willing
God.
to listen. This is exactly what happened in our past hearings.
Miss Tong, I'm trying to listen. The problem is your internet is bad, and I hear about half the words you say.
I hear you crystal clear.
Then I'm going to give you a phone number that I want you to use. Do you have a phone that you can call into Zoom?
I do.
Do you have a piece of paper, or do you pick up your phone so that you may call this number, please?
I'm ready when you are.
Oh, sweet Jesus! What?
Mr. Leonard, you're not the iPhone, are you?
I don't know how Lanice Bryant snuck in there again. I just don't know how that keeps happening. All right, out to Kansas. We'll ride this out. This one's down a couple notches. This is just a good, easy, bad pro se.
Somebody fluffing pillows on iPhone. Not, what's your name? The person fluffing pillows. What's your name?
Ashley Mers.
Ashley Mers. Okay. Well, we'll put your, Missy, would you put her name on there? Okay, he apparently fails to appear, so bench warrant. Driving while suspended, second, insurance and registration, 2,500. I'm going to make that a cash or surety. $2,500 cash or surety bond.
Okay.
Being in recess on Leonard, I will move on to Ashley Mers. She does happen to be next on the list alphabetically. On the record in 2022, TR 1439, State of Kansas versus Ashley Ann Mers. Butler County Attorney Darren DeVinny for the state. Miss Mers in person and pro se.
Old iPhone pillow fluffer there.
Miss Mers, in count one, you're accused of operating a motor vehicle without a seat belt. That is considered an unclassified misdemeanor. However, it does not carry jail time. It has a $30 sentence or fine. Then you have count two, driving in violation of restrictions pursuant to KSA 8.
I guess I should have mentioned that. That last clip got cut off. I got all I could, and then I was streaming. This morning, and then when I went back, it was gone. So that's just all the clip I had. If anyone knows the rest, put it in the chat.
-245, also an unclassified misdemeanor, but it has a fine up to $500 and a potential jail sentence up to 6 months. How do you wish to proceed on these charges, Ms. Mers? Do you wish to enter a plea guilty, admitting the charge, and proceed to sentencing? Not guilty, and setting the matter for trial on a later date?
I didn't even think about this because I was actually more focused on the judges. But yeah, I guess this is all Karen's top to bottom.
Or no contest, which neither admits or denies the charge. With you standing mute, however, you would still be found guilty, most likely, of the charges.
I would like to plead not guilty to the violation of my restrictions.
Okay. And you want a trial set?
That's all I got.
Yes, please.
And are you going to have an attorney represent you on this?
Well, I will try my darndest, but I owe a lot of fines already.
Yes, you are familiar to the court. Do you want to apply for court of...
Judge Webster is very, very subtle there. She's like, yes, you are familiar to the court.
Appointed?
Yes, please.
Now, at the time of the ticket, you said you told the officer you were doing DoorDash at McDonald's. Are you employed at this time?
Am I what?
Do you have a job? Are you employed?
Oh, I actually just quit my one traveling job, and that was due to non-payment. I never received like 2 weeks of pay, so I'm not working there no more. But
maybe, I don't know.
So no, I'm not employed at the time.
And your last job was 2 weeks ago for whom?
Atlas.
What does Atlas do? Is that a moving company?
Well, that's in Wichita, but this one is out of California, and they actually throw together Dollar General stores and remodel them.
Okay. I'm going to appoint Attorney Darren Patterson. Do you have any cases set for hearing right now?
This is technically the last one, but I do believe I had another case or appear.
Did you fail to appear for it?
I honestly did. I went on there to pay through the Butler County website, and it said that I could not pay online, but it was still showing there. And then I have the same case number, like I said, still showing for the Butler attorneys out of Topeka because it was a bill collector for the same case number. So I'm puzzled on who to pay, I guess. I mean, I sent all the paperwork to Darren Patterson, who was the attorney on it, and
I'm going to appoint Darren Patterson on this one as well. His number is, are you ready?
Yes.
316-322-7700. Where are you right now, Miss Mers?
Oh,
I'm in.
Is that the poor attorney who gets everybody? I think it is. Oh man, he's got quite the roster. He really does.
El Dorado.
And what's your address there at El Dorado?
Mr. Fung's under control. He's all
Why?
good.
Because I asked for it.
It's 1202 South Ford.
Okay, 12 what?
1202 South Ford.
You're saying that way too fast for my old ears. You gotta get...
Oops. I didn't mean to leave that in. Whatever.
1202 South Ford
anyway.
Street.
F-O-R-D?
Yes.
I don't recall a meeting of Ford Street in El Dorado. 1202 South Ford, is that your home? Or
I'm going to translate that as I don't believe you.
are you just staying with someone at the moment? Okay. All right. And the case you failed to appear on was that 22 TR 1439?
No,
that's this one.
This was actually a 2019 matter. And I think you set the court cost or the fines to $700 and some, and then I go online and it says $958, which was the original amount for the bill collector. But now the bill collector's $1,300 and some because it gathers interest.
Okay, well, they've probably gone to collections, and you'll probably need to get those paid. But
I understand that. So which one do I pay the
call
Butler?
the clerk of the district court and ask the clerk those questions.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, if there's nothing further, well, we do need to set her court date, don't we? No, I did do that, or did I?
No, I don't think you did.
Okay. So if we could have a Monday for Mr. Patterson at 9 a.m.
You have October 3rd, October 17th.
Let's do October 3rd at 9 a.m. You need to be back. And I want you at the courthouse, Miss Mers, October 3rd. You said 3rd or 13th? 3rd?
3rd, Judge.
October 3rd, 9 a.m. And you do need to be at the courthouse Sally Port at that time.
Okay. And I just call Darren's office?
Right, and tell him you've got a new case, and give him the new case number and the new court date.
Okay, and
he'll be excited.
Technically, I'm on 6 months non-reporting probation, but this happened before I was put on probation. But I recently just got arrested through the city of El Dorado for driving.
Stuff not to air in front of the judge.
But
you have an appointment with an attorney. Shut your hole and talk to him, okay?
On suspension, which they dropped all that. I had court on the, I don't know, last Monday or Tuesday, I don't remember, but They dropped it. I just have to pay court costs on that. But with me being on non-reporting probation, I didn't know who to report that to, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to admit to some probation violations that no one's even charging me with yet. If we could just get that on the record today before I talk to my attorney, that'd be great.
Well, I think, Mr. DeVinny, if you want to follow that up.
That sounds like that was out of the municipal court.
But it could be a violation of her probation in the other case she's mentioned.
Sure, it's possible.
I mean, they did drop it because I still have my restricted license. I mean, it just cost me more bond money and everything else. I mean, it's a mess.
Okay, well, I don't...
She's proud of having a restricted license and bond money in the swing.
I can't address you on the city case other than if you have committed a new violation of the law, you could have violated your non-reporting probation in that other case. And,
which no one would have ever known about if you just shut your hole.
and let me see if I can... I don't know if I can pull that up and see if I can work this.
I believe it was the 11th, July 11th, that I was taken to jail, and I got out the 12th of July.
Well, it looks like you have BU 2022 TR 35 filed on 1/3/22. But that says closed. You've got a 2020 TR 1218. We got a bunch of other things that I don't know which ones you're in reference to or not, but I just need you back here at that date and time, and then the rest of it, talk to Mr. Patterson about and see if he can sort through it with you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Miss Mers. You may go at this time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Missy, could you come here for just a minute? Mr. Patterson about and see if he can sort through it with you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Miss Mers. You may go at this time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Please expedite your climb 9,000 feet.
Well, there you have it. That last clip I thought was pretty good, but it seems downright quaint by the time I collected some more today. That was just you know, garden variety stupid. The other stuff was up a notch. It was up a notch. Ms. Tong or whatever her name was. Oh Lord, I am convinced. I don't think her. I think there was some delay or something, but I don't think it was technical. I just think she refused to acknowledge anything the judge was saying and was going to carry on with her nonsense. And I imagine that to the extent that poor man had a marriage with her, it was exactly that. And then of course, Maribel's courtroom, and we kicked it off with that woman in sunglasses.
I could fly at that.
Trying to get snitty with Judge Simpson. That didn't work well at all. That didn't work well at all. All right, that's it.
I'm going over to the airport now.
I'm taking tomorrow off, and you can't stop me. Unless you know what's up tomorrow. For those of you who saw it, the guy who tried to throw his life away in front of Judge Gauthier up in Sheboygan. That case is set for trial tomorrow. But I will tell you this, as an attorney, my guess is Big Dummy will get the message before then and run in and say, no, I want to take the plea deal, and the prosecution will say, fine. Maybe, unless they've got 7 witnesses up there. Or they may have done it in the interim. But if that actually goes and it's hot, then I might have to do that. Other than that, I'm taking the day off. Not like any of you care. No one's forced me to do any of this, and it's all been fun. So thanks a lot. I will see you soon.
The bearing controls. This is a squad.
Fine tongue update.
This is the ADF. So.
Good night.
That's a 3-digit frequency that you could follow that. And then you got, this is your communication channels, primary, standby, and COM1, COM2. It's the same math. Yeah, okay. M1 come to, nav1, nav2. These are the ones that are pick up like frequencies.
Please expedite your climb 9,000 feet.
From VRs. Let's take a look at frames per second's good. Let's look at Zarl's looking out the window, so he's over there kind of content. I got to see about that newer gauge. Alright. MS. Oh. MS FS 2020 DC-3. Newer, I think one of them's at least 530. Yeah. 530. Garmin. Retrofit with Garmin. That's it. I had that the other day. It just showed up. It was in this plane, but I would think you could use it in any plane. I mean, that's an hour video. I just want to know how to turn it on. Yeah, take off. Keep it straight on the runway. Yeah, it is tough. I use the, I have to use the ailerons along with the rudder. Now you can lock the tail wheel. And I haven't done that. But I probably need to. That'd probably help.
Please expedite your climb 9,000 feet.
I hate to back out of the flight and go to that other plane, but maybe it's only in that one plane. Yeah, that's what I would think. The tail lock is supposed to be on during takeoff and during landing. Now I would think no on landing, but maybe it is. I would think it might be putting a lot more strain than you want on the tail, the rudder. A lot more stress. And then if it was freewheeling, and you got the airspeed up to keep you going straight, because you got enough wind going over the control surfaces for them to work, like the rudder and that. So the wheel's not as important. It's when the plane's down on the ground, the wheel's important. I guess you could lock it after you get down, but yeah, that's I say lock on takeoff at the lower speeds, and unlock it coming in so it doesn't put undue stress on the rudder. And that's about it. How do I get maybe that's telling me that. Let's see what this says. It's a long one though. Wow.
Roofers are furious about this new product that's going viral. Replace your whole roof in as little as 8 hours?
Dave Flight Simmers. Today I'm going to try a flight using the Douglas DC-3 retrofit, which has a Garmin system in it. And so we'll see how the autopilot works. In the area of the Great Lakes between Canada and the United States, and I'm going to fly from Hamilton Airport to Toronto International.
Okay, it must be the way I have to start it up. Shut off the court proceedings. History. See what she's.
Has anybody promised or anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea? No. All right, Counsel, you can please part of your client.
Yes, I'd like to direct your attention to June 15th, 2023 and June 22nd, 2003. Did you fail to appear for a probationary instruction?
Yes.
And additionally, while on probation, you did accrue a new charge, correct?
Yes.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the probation violations. Enter a plea of guilty based upon your, enter a probation violation based upon your plea of guilty, and that would be technical violations 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And counsel?
Your Honor, I saw the recommendation for 60 days jail. I asked that my client get credit for the time that she's been in since December 1st. I'd ask that it run concurrent with the admonishment that she's received from the charge that she just took a plea on. And then furthermore, she did ask that during this time in custody, if possible, she would like the opportunity to be tethered to treatment. Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Bolchak, did you request to be tethered to treatment while you've been on bond?
Yes, just to try to have time. I mean, I don't think I personally need treatment, but I know that that was something that I asked for when I first got arrested. So I'll do the days. I'll do whatever it takes, but I really just want to get home.
Okay, ma'am, let me ask you a couple questions. Number one, if you don't think you need treatment, why did you ask to go to treatment?
I was trying to have like the days made up. I don't know if I don't really know. Because
ma'am, you asked for treatment, so why did you ask for treatment?
Get out of jail.
I'm sorry?
To not have jail time.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay, so, and you don't think you need treatment? Given what's been going on with you the last year, you don't think you need treatment?
Honestly, no. I really found myself in here. I've been spending time with myself. I don't know. I don't feel like I need a guy or anything. I don't know. I just want to get going on life.
Well, man, the way you've been going on life, not a great start. How old are you?
25.
25. And now you have 3 drug-related convictions. 3. Your under advisement status is revoked. You had an opportunity to not have your possession charge on your record, and you didn't do a darn thing with probation. Not at all. You're just ghosting us.
I know. If I get probation this time, I told myself, like, you know, it would be at least 6 months. That's all I would really need to get like clean, and you know, by summertime I'd be, you know, working. I really want to get a car. But aside from the job thing, just, you know, I want to draw and make music, and I don't know. I just want to do things for myself, and I like coffee again. I don't know, just things. I've been drinking a lot of water. There's just a lot of things I wasn't doing before that, like, I've been doing since I've been in here. So I haven't been.
Ma'am, part of the concern, right, is when you get out, how are you going to continue to do stuff, right? That's part of what treatment is, and you don't think you need treatment. So
I've been to court 7 times. I've been to treatment like 7 times. I don't know. I know how to work the program. I know to go to a meeting when I need to. I know there's just different times. I know.
So you go through the motion. You go through the motions. So you just go through the motions. You don't really receive what it is that you're getting.
I really think I've learned a different way since I've been incarcerated this time, man. I don't know. It feels different. It feels really different. I'm willing to go any probation that you can lead me to. Like,
Judge, we're ready to hear the sentencing. We are ready to proceed, Judge.
Yes, no, man, you're not getting probation. I can tell you that much. The court's going to, on 23405, the court's going to adopt the recommendation, revoke probation, close the case without improvement, $50 probation violation fee, 60 days jail. On 23739, the court's going to adopt the recommendation. Your under advisement status is revoked, your probation is revoked, $50 probation violation fee, 60 days jail. The court will know that will be served concurrent. And then the court's going to also order on 2/3/2479, the court's going to order 93 days jail. Credit for your 15 days. That's consecutive with 2/3/739 and 2/3/405. And the court will suspend your fines and costs on this matter. Any questions, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
Any questions, ma'am?
So, how many days?
Well, 60 on your probation violations plus 93, plus 15. So that's going to be, I can tell you exactly what that is, ma'am.
Is there any way I could do treatment?
138 days.
Is there any way I could do treatment?
And you told this court you don't need treatment.
Okay,
No, you told this court the only reason you said that is because you didn't want to do the jail time.
No, that's
so
not.
You can do the jail time.
Ma'am, I'll do treatment.
And quite frankly, ma'am, with your lengthy warrant status and you're absconding from probation, I'm not sure that you would not abscond from your treatment provider.
Ma'am, I can't do 130 days.
Yeah, you said you didn't need treatment.
I do.
The problem was when I went to sheriff, people over.
I need help with housing when I get out of here. I'm gonna need.
I'm sorry?
I need help with housing when I leave here. You know, I have my.
Okay, I need that talking in the background to please stop.
Somebody in.
My court recorders indicated our record is a mess because of all the talking in the background. And what was that, Ms. Bolchak?
I really don't. I think I need treatment instead.
Ma'am, you were very clear. You've been to treatment 7 times and you don't need treatment anymore.
No, I do.
You know how to work the program.
No, I got a little ahead of it. That's what I asked for when I first came in, because I do have a drug.
Judge, potentially, Judge, I know that potentially she might be asking for some sort of mental health treatment, but I understand this docket does need to be moved along. So if necessary, we have to have the matter recalled later in the morning to potentially have it reevaluated. But I understand the docket does need to move along, Your Honor. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Bolchak, I'm not ordering treatment for you at this point because you stated that you don't need treatment and you only asked for it so that you didn't have to do jail time. Given that and the fact that you had absconded from probation with this court, the court is concerned that you're not going to abscond from treatment. So at this point, 138 days is what you're going to serve, ma'am. We're all done. Thank you. Off the record. Have a good day.
GPS. Let's try holding it. Okay, there we go. Been a while since I've messed with it. 5:30, 4:30. Don't like them as much. We're on our flight path, so that's good. We're going from Annie to Natka. Our speed's 185 knots. This is our track, and then desired track. If they're off, that means the wind is got the autopilot corrected to keep us, we're flying a little crooked, but keep us on path. And then the estimated time of, I assume that's entry to NACDA, but sort of means arrival. Estimated time to event, maybe. This is the waypoint where this arrow being, this line being in the center means we're right on path, as it shows here. As I said, we're going from here to there. And are we still climbing, or are we up to 4,000? No, we've leveled off, so yep, we're up to 4,000. We can probably see that over here too. Somewhere. What's that? It's not working. That's interesting. Anyway. Normal and complete instruments, opposite instruments engaged. What does that mean? Didn't change anything there. This is a chill tank. It's in how many gallons of fuel are in each tank. We're on the left main and right main right now. Warning lights. I haven't run into this before. Oh. I already opened these. Okay, we got the controls up too high here. RPMs down with the prop. And pull the other one down. Okay. Brought our oil pressure back down to normal, fuel pressure. Now we got to get that oil temperature down for the other side. This should help. Okay, yeah, it's going down. And cylinder head temperature, carb temperature. We're doing about 210 knots. Flatten level. Manifold pressures, yeah, it's a little high. So let me get that down. We want to get this down to probably not 30, 35 inches. Okay. Engine 1, we're going down to 35 inches. And there's engine 2, going down to 35 inches. Other gauges look good. Not putting any stress. We're 4,000. We're flying right on course. 10 miles from our waypoint. I was afraid of that. Go ahead and freeze this. Lower it down this way. Well, let's see what this does. Yes. Up. I think it just... Oh, come on. Yeah, I like that. Tower hasn't talked to us. This is for the radio. I'm talking to the co-pilot, passengers. Must be some kind of heat duct. Yeah, got like a thing that adjusts the heat. Get that. Probably helps with defrost too. Maybe is defrost. Windshield wipers here. These radios here should be the same as these. COM1, COM2, NAV1, NAV2. They haven't told us to climb or anything. I haven't heard anything. Can request flight following.
St. Louis approach Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is type 2 miles west of 8 India Sierra 14,000 feet. Request flight following.
Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra St. Louis approach. Squawk 2527.
Squawk 2527 X-Ray Golf Sierra.
X-Ray Golf Sierra radar contact 2 miles northwest of 8 India Sierra 14,000 feet. Altimeter 29er decimal 9er 2.
X-ray Golf Sierra.
This. Amps. That's for the generators. That's normal when a battery is if you put if your battery was low and on your car, and you hooked up the charger to it, and you put it on a let's say a 30 amp charge, which is a lot.
127.275 X-ray Golf Sierra.
That's quick charge.
Kansas City Center Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 4,000 feet. Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Kansas City
So,
Center
at any rate, this means that the battery is being used, you know, other places, lights, things like that too, and the alternator or the generator is having to charge the battery. So it's like like I was saying, if you were doing a 30 amp charge to a battery that was really low, it'd be almost dead. It's drawing about a 28 amps, you know. A more better real life scenario would be like a 20 amp charge, and then when you after you connect with the battery and plug it in and put it on 20 amp charge, the needle jumps up to 20. That means it's dead. It's taking a full charge, trying to get up as fast as it can. And then as the battery charges, it will gradually decrease and eventually will get to zero, as it's not accepting any more charge because it's fully charged. See, I saw somewhere up here, or maybe it was down there. Yeah, I think it was down. I saw that somewhere else too. Yeah, over here. Now that one is different. Maybe that's overall, but oh no, this is temperature for so this is actually temperature. I'm trying to decide, I guess that's outside their temperature. So it's pretty warm. It's at 10 degrees centigrade. Yeah, so up there that that wasn't what I thought it was. That's temperature. This actually is the amperage drawn. I mean, charge of the batteries. This one I have an altitude limit switch. I'd have to read up how that works. You would think it'd be more of alarm only type thing to alert you with audio. Oh, I forgot to switch this. One of them's for taking off, and one of them's more for using the gyro pilot position. So, let's see. Okay. Okay. Oh shit. Ain't that something? Huh? Top. Okay, now it's in the position for takeoff gyro pilot position, which helps with the guidance, or is the guidance. Some of it anyway. This one's retrofitted. Some levels. I didn't know what that was. I don't know if it's not beef. I forget. Flaps, maybe? Nah, I don't know. I'd have to read about these things before. I looked it up one time, but it's been a while since I've flown this plane. This plane don't fly very fast. Not really. It's a DC-3. Springfield. Where's the light? Flight tabs, trim tabs. I don't think we should be propped so far up right now. Plane isn't really slanting up. No, should be more levels. I've made it better. Let's need to lower it down here a little bit. Ah, there I go again. That's a outer marker from that airport in Springfield there. Make sure all our dials are looking good. Nothing's being straight. 160 knots, 4,000 feet. No. 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 it down like this? I mean, it's like, yeah, okay. Weird. It like adjusted. So.
X-ray Golf Sierra, contact Chicago Center on 119.225. Good day.
No.
119.225 X-ray Golf Sierra. Goodbye. Chicago Center Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 4,000 feet.
Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Chicago Center altimeter 29.92 radar contact continue.
No. No. I have to get him down again. No. Say what happened to my flight plan. Wow. I gotta get the radio frequency. ILS 2111.55. 111. 11.55. Okay. I programmed it in. 111.55. 111.55. And it should show up here too. 11.55. 11.55. I only needed a nav one active. You can switch these nav switch so you can have one stored. Yeah, I know when these came out, there probably people like, oh man, these are so great. They're really not so great. Too small. Get that.
X-ray Golf Sierra contact St. Louis approach on 128.725. Good day.
Going to 128.725 X-ray Golf Sierra. St. Louis approach Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 4,000 feet.
Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra St. Louis approach altimeter 29.92 radar contact continue.
We just touched base and gave them the altitude, and they saw the same. Gave us the barometric pressure, altitude. Everything was in sync, so nothing needed to be done. Fuel tank unit. 50 gallons. If we wanted to switch them, we could, but
Are you going to let the greedy heating companies and their crazy high prices decide if your family is allowed to stay warm this winter? Here's how.
You know, who claims that there's no benefit to capital source spring.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from
Charlie.
An incarcerated individual at the Leon County Jail. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept charges and consent to this recorded call, press 1. To refuse, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey. Yeah, the power, the bars went down and the reception just went down. So I had to wait for it to get service again.
Yeah.
No, I know. Listen, I know I'm belaboring it because I got nothing else in my head, and everything just everything is bad. So the one thing I can kind of focus on and rehash. No, it's like it gives me something to focus on or talk about. Otherwise, everything else just is really hard for me right now. It's like everything is a trigger. I don't even know what to say. I just I've never been like this, but it's like usually I have I always focus on something. This is you know, I focus on the appeal and then I think about it and I'm like, check out your last name, check out where you are, and you didn't have one fucking juror. With all the guns that you brought out ablazing, with all the work that was put into it, with everything that you fucking brought to the table, you couldn't get one. You couldn't even get them to deliberate. You couldn't even get them to... Dan was telling them what wires to listen to, what time. They didn't have to listen to the whole wire. Go to 3 minutes and 36 seconds. No. They weren't even listening. They weren't even taking notes. Their minds were made up. Dan was telling them to go to this wire and to play the wire and hear it for themselves at 3 minutes and 34 seconds. You know what Georgia did? She had a photocopy of the transcript with the words highlighted, so you could read it on the screen for yourself right there. You didn't have to go back to the jury room. Read it right now. I'll read it to you. I almost feel like... You there?
No.
Yeah, I almost feel like Dan should have had, if Dan made it for a 5th grade level, he should have made it for a 3rd grade level. He should have had the photocopies with the highlighted words saying, it's not done like this. I know for a fact. You know, but everything they explained away was yeah. I think the case got, honestly, I think the case got dumbed down to she's showing up at the scene of the crime. You're telling me she didn't know. If she knew, then they're involved. If she wasn't showing up, okay, I can believe it maybe, but her showing up is the icing on the cake. And that's why they opened with it, and that's why they closed with it, and they even gave their simple explanation, which is she couldn't help herself. And look, 99 out of 100 times, if, you know, in a case like that, I guess it would make the most sense, except that's not what happened. But I think if the jury could grasp a hold of, you know, between that and the TV, they had two things that were coincidences that you really don't have explanations for. And it was and it came up the day of the murder and the day of the bump. Why is everybody talking TV talk? And the TV joke. Ties it all in. 1, 2, 3. And then she's showing up at the scene of the crime. I had somebody ask me that, like, a couple years ago. It's like, did that really happen? Like, I go, trust me. Like, what do you do? Like, she showed up. They're like, man, that's like 1 in a million. And I go, yep. So you mean to tell me 1 in a million you're right? The other 1 in a million you're innocent? You know, even if you think it's 1 in 10,000, now you're starting off the debate saying, listen, 1 in 10,000 times I'm right. All right, you want to bet I'm right on this one? You can't win it, but you can't. Once somebody in their head says, if that's really her explanation, what are the fucking chances? That's near impossible for me to conceptualize. I guarantee you, if they polled jurors, that's going to be the thing that's stuck in their head, that they knew right then and there it was either a coincidence or it was a lie. And the coincidence has to be 1 in 10,000. And maybe they're sitting there saying it's one. I'm saying 1 in 10,000. Maybe these dudes are saying it's 1 in a million. She had to be a part of it. She's showing up at the. You know, they always say, like, an expression. It's like you showed up at the scene of the crime. Like they always use it in like detective movies and like it's live. Like you're at the scene of the showed up at the scene of the crime, but she didn't know anything. Like.
Start a fire and watch it. It's been on TV forever.
It's always the. I mean, it would be like. I mean, you know what it would be like? Do you remember? That mafia guy in New York, Paul Castellano?
What's the name?
Castellano. He was shot getting into or out of Sparks Steakhouse in like downtown Manhattan.
Oh, yeah.
It was like that's when John Gotti became like you know, the head of the crime family is when Paul Castellano got shot, and they did it like it was in like downtown Manhattan at Sparks Steakhouse. I just seen it on the news enough. That's all I know.
Wow.
But that's it was like real violent, and it was like he was either getting out of his car or walking into his car out of the steakhouse, right?
Yeah.
And that would be like saying somebody who absolutely hated Paul Castellano, like who had beef with him of some sorts, like who lived, you know, 15 miles away, like pulling up at the scene 30 minutes later. You know, or even like being there while this actually happened.
Nice.
You know, like sitting in the restaurant while this happened. And like, it's one of those things where you go like, okay, like this guy's getting that this is happening. Manhattan's a big city. Okay, why the hell was this guy here? You could say, well, he was eating dinner the same night at the same restaurant. Okay, maybe. But like, he was going someplace, he was going to a liquor store, past 4 liquor stores, and took alternate routes and ended up right there at that time. Like, that's a good story. Like, that sets the tone for everything else. Like, that puts a bad taste in your mouth. You know, in the car from your house to his house. Like, what did they say? Was it a 17-minute drive?
I think so. I think that's what they said.
Okay. And then they put up slides to show liquor stores were like 5 minutes from our house, and she's driving 17 minutes. I mean, I get it. I still would go to CVS right by Nova.
Yeah, it's perfect. So you go.
And I push that same pharmacy across the street from Nova. So I don't know why. Maybe you can do that with liquor stores or pharmacies, but like, I still went to the CVS liquor store and the CVS pharmacy.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, like, what I'm just saying is, like, if I ever were to get an appeal, and listen, Dan told me this. I'm sure he told you the same thing. He said, you know, appellate lawyers are expensive. You know, spend some money on the appellate lawyer, but don't look to spend a fortune because, you know, hope. You got to give yourself some hope. It's going to take a year and a half, 2 years, and maybe something will happen, and maybe someone will write something about the case, or something will come forward, because then you got to get a new trial. And I always, what sickens me is that it's not me getting a new trial like most people who are on appeal, they get new trials or whatever. Nobody really knows about the case, or it's an old case, or, you know, you pick a jury, you show up for jury duty, you don't know what the hell case you're going to get on. This would be a service times 2. This would be what, the fourth trial based on this shit? Yeah, it would be a circus, again, big circus. I mean, it would have to get moved out of Tallahassee, but the circus will travel. And as well as our case was put together, you couldn't get one fucking person. You couldn't even get the jury to pay at any time. They had already decided. I mean, it's just, if I, no, it was, and you know, when I was being brought to court on Friday, so the black guy who was going to court with me at the same time and everything, he'd been here 3 years. He got a public defender. He had a first-degree murder charge. Been here 3 years. The guy's last name was Brown. And I was in my cell. He was in his cell, and I was eating lunch. It was on Friday. And we were talking from the cell to each other for a few minutes, and he was real nervous because the jury was deliberating. The jury started deliberating at 11 o'clock in the morning. I came down for lunch, over down there. Again, it was about 1 o'clock on Friday. I was like on top of the world. I was like talking, like happy because I was testifying, and Dan was like telling me how great I did. Kate was telling me how great I did. Jury consultants that were watching it said I did very well. He said it was the best he's seen me. Like, it started being straightforward and like precise and like composure, you know, like he said he knocked it out of the park. That was his word to me, was he knocked it out of the park.
Everybody said it.
I went down and I popped him down and sat him all down. He started talking about his case. He had his girlfriend's baby mom. She had a boyfriend. She also has a kid back in it. You know, they had it was, you know, he told them, like, you know, you got a problem with her, you take it up to me. You know, don't talk to her anymore. You want to talk to her, you talk to me. And then the guy showed up at the house. he reached for a gun in his jacket. And as soon as he reached for a gun, he pulled out his gun and he shot him like 8 or 9 times. And he, like, one of the last shot was in his head. But he shot him like 8 or 9 times. He's like, man, it was self-defense. I'm like, what? Stand your ground. You're fine in self-defense. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, did the guy have a weapon? He's like, yeah, that's the thing. You know, when the police, he's like, when I shot him and all, I went back in the house. And when the police came, he didn't have a weapon on him. So he's like, so they're charging him with first-degree murder. So when I was there on Monday, I was talking to one of the officers for a few minutes when down in the cells waiting. They're talking to me through the bars. And they were telling me, man, like, 8 or 9 hours. So like 7 or 8 o'clock at night from 11 in the morning. And he was charged with first-degree murder, and they acquitted him. And I'm like, all 12 jurors? He's like, yeah. I was like, all 12. He goes, again, he fell from behind and he walked out of the courthouse. He was in jail for 3 years in Leon County. And had a first-degree murder charge. Yeah, I was driving in the blue net at 7 in the morning. He was the other guy dressing as me. He got in brown. And he had a public defender, sat in for 3 years. The guy was unarmed. You know what they said? They said he shot him, and then after he shot him, he went in the house and called 911 to call the police to tell them what had just happened. And then somebody from the hood must have come over and taken his gun off of it. But he had a gun when he shot him. And he said he had a gun, and I saw it as he was pulling it out. He goes, but when I shot him a bunch of times, ran out of the house, called the police, and someone from the hood must have come over and taken the gun. And they said, when the police showed up, they said there wasn't anybody standing around, there wasn't people around, nobody didn't know that. Then that's what the cop downstairs is telling me. He said, there wasn't a crowd. There's nobody around. It wasn't like, it must have been one dude that saw him fall, ran, and stole his gun from him, and then kept running, and nobody saw that guy do that. So they have no witness of anyone taking a gun. He just swears that the guy was armed, that someone from the hood, after he fell to the ground and died, went over to the murder victim and stole his handgun from him. And the jury acquitted him. But 12 people. And when I was talking to him, and he was so worried that, yeah, I only got 2 black people on the whole jury. He's like, I got 2 black women, and that's it. Because everybody always says they want black women on the jury. So he's like, I only got 2 black women on my jury, man. Like, how many you got? All of them. And he was like, oh, man. He was like so jealous of them. And a black sergeant, guy was a black guy, and served as a sergeant in the U.S. Army, retired after 20 years, and then worked for the post office. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he was sergeant was like the leader. You know, and sitting there and saying, you don't show up at the scene of the crime unless you one thing to call it a restaurant, it's another thing to be like a route on the way to a liquor store that's totally out of your way. I mean, look at how big and how happy he is. Look how many different directions, look how many different streets you should have taken to fucking get there.